Well, this is exciting, boys and girls. Here I am, my stomping grounds, my hometown. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but my family moved when I was a teenager to Arizona. I had a wet lung disease. I had asthma. So we moved here and I got a dry lung disease, bronchitis. But that's another story. This is one of the stores that I looked at when I wanted to start owning laundromats. I had a little money put away. I've always done well with the companies that I've owned. I'm 51 years old as I stand. Happy birthday to me. And always done well with money, whether it was flipping real estate, everybody knows how to do that, or owning a private investigation firm, which I did for over a dozen years. Started on a real estate ladder down in Mexico, of all places. High risk, high reward. Now you know me as the king of laundry. Why? Because 15 long years ago, I started scooping up these laundromats. When I scouted, I was looking for stores for sale the same way many of you are. This location here in Central Phoenix was a store that I looked at. I walked into this location and I started looking around. I was dealing with brokers. I was dealing with the associations that sell laundromats and feeling out this business, trying to understand it. Well, this particular location has a huge parking lot. It's ideal. Do you know about Circle K, 7-Eleven? There's a 24-hour store here. If you know me, you know what I talk about. Got a little bit deeper, rolled into the store, and guess what? Lo and behold, the operator was there, the owner. And that young woman, as I'm looking around, taking photographs at the time, it was a still camera, not phones like we have these days. Well, guess what? She approached me. What are you doing here? I said, I'm gonna own this place. I'm a ballsy guy. I've got a lot of chutzpah, if you will. That was my first reaction. I'm gonna own this place. She said, well, it's not for sale. I said, $600,000 it will be. She perked up. She said, where's your checkbook? My next comment was, well, we're somewhere between 600,000, which is what you're willing to take, and 100,000, which is what I want to pay. If you know Danny D'Angelo, you know that that's not my line. That's not what I do. Why would I give $100,000 for a laundromat? Because back then I didn't know any better. Back then I was interested in buying these stores. I would find another location. This young lady didn't want to sell me this location. This was about 15, 16 years ago. So I would buy another store for 250 grand. As you well know, I have become a lease negotiator. I have become the self-proclaimed king of laundry. I'm helping people like you and folks in almost all 50 states and 28 other countries scoop up laundromats, and they'll do it for free. I get emails every day. How does it work? Nothing is free. I'm gonna tell you that secret right now. It's not a secret. If you refuse to buy any business, I don't know if you can get a car wash for free. It's not what I do. I don't know if you can get a nail salon with 30 employees for free. It's not what I do. But I know you can scoop up cash laundromats and grab the infrastructure. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. Closed. Family emergency. That's heartbreaking. The history here, this is on the inside of the glass because the woman that was operating this laundromat knew she was losing everything, at least this store. However, she spent over 20 years toiling away, working in this location, in this little office. In this little office where she was doing drop-off, wash, dry, fold herself. Does that concern you? Well, Danny, I don't want a laundromat because I don't want to work for a living. How can you possibly own 30 locations and work in that little office every day for 20 plus years? You can't, nor will you, nor do I want you to. You won't, you'll refuse to, because from the beginning, you'll know that you are going to be operating with contract attendants. Let's go a little further on the history of this store. The next sign that we see, landlord, LL, or Vera's, you have our clothes. The consumer can't get in. They're concerned. This place wasn't closed because of a family emergency, kids. She lost her lease. Why? Because the equipment is old. I teach you in my course, here everybody goes, let me drop off. This guy's trying to sell me something. Bullshit. You want to own cash laundromats? You want to understand these things? Having a 24-hour center across the street where people are coming and going, that's your security in this location. It's ideal. Having a massive parking lot, it's ideal. It's in the course. What are the problems? I'm going to go much, much further. What are the issues I see when I scout this store? Homeless. I'm going to go take that cart and I'm going to push it down the street and get rid of it. I'm not doing that for clicks. This guy doesn't belong here. I become the police of my centers, as will you. And am I asking you to put yourself in harm's way? No. This tree, as you're coming down this major thoroughfare, you can't see the signage. That tree has to go. I remember thinking that 15 years ago. You have to beat down and beat up your landlord from the beginning. Not for your sake, for his. When I make the cold call in order to negotiate these leases for folks, they know on the other end of that line instantly, this cat knows what he's doing. These are the people that I want to operate this location. My client, Chris, he scouted this store. My history has nothing to do with this location. Check my feed. We called this landlord's agent. They were very perceptive. They understood where we were coming from and what we do. Now we're on the verge of an accepted letter of intent. My LOI goes out. What are we after? Infrastructure. The gas, water, and electric. We're not after this old equipment. We're not after a job. We're not trying to run this office here. We're after $200,000 in environmental impact fees and gas and water and electric. That's what we are after. How can you obtain a free laundromat? You've got to get out, boots on the ground, or sneakers in this case. You've got to scout, then you have to pick up the phone and ring-a-ding and call the landlord. Well, Danny, how am I going to find the landlord? It's difficult. Oh, guess what? There's an empty suite next door with the landlord's number in the glass. You know, fat kids know where all the donut shops are. If you're not scouting cash and coin laundromats, you probably won't know how to find landlords. If I had to, I'd go into the Rack Attack, bike rack, sportswear. I'll bet that poor guy works in that place. I'll bet the operator's also the guy that's in there running the cash register because he doesn't trust anyone. If not, I'll call National Retail for Rack Attack. Who's your landlord? Why do they care? They'll tell me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your following. If you're new and you just found this because it's some lunatic screaming live, there's traffic here. I've never been convicted. I'm not a certified nut. I want to help you to do this and to do it right. All day, every day. This store was for sale for $500,000 6 months ago. My client offered $250,000 for it. It's the last live video that I posted. You know what he'll pay? Nothing. Free. But Danny, this place is a dump. It's a trash heap. I don't want to run a laundromat like that. No, you don't. You want to change the outlook of this store, and you'll do it easily and handily with my information, with the silly course. I don't do my own taxes. I hire a professional accountant. You shouldn't try to get into this business, or really any industry, without gathering as much information as you can. Reach out to the Coin Laundry Association. Join all the Facebook groups. Fill your head with as much knowledge as you can. Be leery of no one but your own conscience. I'm the guy that screams and yells and jumps up and down and talks about free laundromats because I'm doing it for you, day in, day out. I'm Danny D'Angelo. This is not only the next free laundromat, it's just one of hundreds of these stores that are being scooped up. Those carts, free. Those dryers and washers, if the operator's allowed to take them out, we don't care because we don't intend to operate this place the way that it is. Sure, you'll have a loan. Sure, you'll have debt service. Imagine if you bought this place, not for $500,000, that's a joke. But imagine if you paid $200,000. Where would you be then? Behind the eight ball. You'd have a $200,000 debt service to pay this previous operator to vacate the premises. She tried and tried and tried to get that money. She couldn't. Now, this store is being scooped up. You don't have to run around looking for the perfect ideal scenario or situation. I'd rather wait a year or two in order to get that store at the right price. And you know what that price is? Free. No more, no less. Positively free. When you have a payment, you'll be paying for your future. You'll be paying for your equipment. Does a $3,000 a month gas bill scare you? It shouldn't. This isn't your house or your vacation spot in the Keys. This is a business. A $3,000 a month gas bill means you are making tons of money. If you found me because you're intrigued and interested in earning the quick buck, that's not what I offer, nor have I ever. The word free freaks people out. Nothing's free. I say bullshit. The infrastructure in these stores is free if you're willing to put in the work, spend the time, energy, not the money. Don't give someone cash for their failure. I'm close. I live in Cave Creek, Arizona, North Scottsdale. I spent this weekend with a couple of billionaires. I thought I was doing well. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank. I don't have anything in the bank. That's not the way money works. This is a cash flow business. This is what you want, to flow your cash. Not flash, cash. Substantial wealth. I have clients with 40 plus stores earning $500,000 in cash a month. That's net, not gross, net. Private jet money, guys, but you have to start here. I put 17-year-olds in laundromats free. You end up paying for your future, for your family's wealth. Debt service on equipment. We're gonna remove that tree. I'm Danny D'Angelo. Get the course, thank me later.